Alright, before I'm gonna crack into this video, I have a confession to make. I was a couple of years here in Warsaw, Poland. To be exactly in August 2014, which was the 70-year remembrance of the Warsaw Uprising. An uprising where thousands of Nazis were killed. And I was like, thousands? Well, I guess more like tens. I mean, that's the amount of Nazis the Jewish resistance fighters killed, right? But I was wrong, because I was thinking of the Jewish ghetto uprising of 1943, but this was the Warsaw Uprising of 1944. How could I be so dumb? How could I be so ignorant? So, dear people of Poland, this here is my redemption video for you. It was the summer of 1944. The Soviets, the Red Army, were at the gates of Warsaw. The Polish resistance group, Armia Krajowa, also known as the AK, came into an uprising against the Nazis, and Warsaw transformed in one bloody mess. We'll go back a little bit. Now, plans of the AK to start a massive uprising against the Nazi occupiers were there. But the idea was to do this with help of Western allies to liberate Poland. But by the summer of 1944, the situation was a little bit different than expected, because now the Red Army was advancing from the east. So they had to work with them. The relation between the AK and the Soviets was not that great. First of all, the Soviet Union invaded Poland on the 17th of September 1939 because of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact that was signed between Hitler and Stalin. Second, the Soviets massacred 22,000 Polish army officers and intellectuals, became known as the bloodbath of Katyn of 1940. And also, earlier cooperations in the field between the AK and the Soviets led to the fact that after the operation was complete, the leaders of the AK were arrested by the Soviet Secret Service, the NKVD, and deported to Siberia. However, not coming to an uprising and basically let the Red Army do the dirty job of liberating Warsaw would probably lead to more Soviet terror. So the goal was to liberate Warsaw before Soviets could do so. 50,000 Polish resistance fighters were commanded by Polish General Tadeusz Bór-Komorowski. On the 1st of August 1944, they attacked German key positions. This went with mixed successes, because the major problem was that the neighborhoods where the attacks took place were very isolated from each other, so therefore the Polish resistance fighters were not able to form one front to attack the Nazis. The Nazis brought in reinforcements and struck back merciless. After massive artillery fire and aerial bombardments, they would end, committing grave atrocities, mass executions of Polish civilians and POWs. Most notorious was Oskar Dilleranger and his SS Sturm Brigade. This brigade consisted of German criminals. Murdering, torturing, raping and pillaging, they made their way to the ruins of Warsaw. The Polish fought back bitterly with everything they had. Even children took part in the fighting. Stalin forbade his Red Army to assist the AK in their fighting, and therefore they were defeated. On the 2nd of October 1944, they had to surrender. And after all civilians and POWs were evacuated from the city, the Nazis obliterated it. On the 17th of January 1945, the Red Army took Warsaw without much resistance. Now you might ask yourself, well, what was the use of this uprising? Because it failed and resulted in many casualties and grave destruction. And that is true. And although I'm not focusing on what ifs, what if the AK did not start the uprising, I'd like to elaborate on that a little bit. If the AK did not start the uprising, the Red Army would have advanced all the way through Germany, and then the whole of Germany would have become communist, and not only the eastern part. That can be said that Polish people can be proud for the firm stand that their ancestors made which can be an inspiration for the generations to come. And the uprising also proved that amidst all the suffering the Polish had to go through, that they are not just passive victims. I hope you find this video interesting. If you do, give it a like, subscribe if you have not already, and let me know in the comments down below what you think of it, especially to you Polish people out there. I'm really curious what you think of it. What does the uprising mean to you? Please let me know in a comment down below. I'll read them all. Thanks for watching, and until next time.